Next thing I'm going to make is steak Diane. And I use a cut of filet that I cut today. It's a whole tenderloin that we buy them whole and then we slice them down. But you can buy them, obviously you can buy them at Kroger or your market. You can either buy them whole or you have your butcher cut them. You want about a 1.5 to 2 ounce piece. Thin enough where you can saute. You're not grilling this. So all I do is basically, after I cleaned all the filet off, trimmed it all down, I just go slice it. Slice it down and make the Dianes. And if you don't want to use filet, I would use a little better cut of beef than just a run-of-the-mill round steak or something like that. You want to use either New York strip steak or filet. If you use New York strip steak, I would cut it into Dianes, maybe pound it a little bit. Filet is pretty much tender. You don't really have to do much to it. So the first thing you put in here is a little butter. And I like to cube my butter before I put it in there so it doesn't take too long to melt or you have a lot of it burned. I also add a little bit of olive oil. What this does is the butter has a lower smoking point or burning point than the oil does, so we put a little bit of both in. You're basically putting the butter in for flavor and you're putting the oil in to help you saute. The butter will also help it brown, where the oil doesn't really get it to brown that well. Seasoned meat, a little kosher salt. You don't want a whole lot. A little fresh ground pepper. Again, and it's up to your choice too. I mean, you put it on there, you don't have to put it on there. It's basically up to it's your decision whether if you want to season it heavily. And one of the last steps is adjust the seasoning in the sauce, so we don't have. And I put the seasoning side down because I will season it again on the other side. It's not cooking very fast. I'll season the other side now that it's finally started to cook. And all I'm trying to do is brown it. And I'm going to add a little bit of garlic and a little bit of shallots to get that started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the meat out. It's probably medium rare to rare right now. I just don't want it to overcook. And we'll just sit it on the side. And it won't hurt if you let it sit on the side. You're not going to get into growing any kind of illnesses or whatever that quick. So once this cooks a little bit, now we're going to add the mushrooms. I think I cut way too many mushrooms. That's better have more than enough. And we're going to cook these. This could be a point now. What mushrooms tend to do too, sometimes they'll sop up all the liquid that's in the frying pan. When you're frying them, you can add a little more oil or butter. In this case, I don't really need to. And you just want to get them so they're almost cooked. Maybe like a minute or so. And also it's good to have a wooden spatula, and you want to scrape the bottom of the pan, even though we are going to deglaze this with some brandy. But you want to get all that good stuff on the bottom of the pan. It does add flavor to the sauce. Alright, here's the fun part. They're just about done. I don't know if you can see them back there. They're just about, we call it translucent, it's a big cooking term. This means they're soft enough to be just about done. You don't want to cook them all the way, over here, because you're going to continue cooking this. Now, shouldn't have done that. If you do this at home on your stove, do one of two things. Either turn the stove off before you do this, or do it over here. Being this doesn't have a flame, I can do this right over top. Just want a little brandy in each. When I'm getting the tables here, you can just light it, or you can light it like that. Hopefully you don't pin your eyebrows. And never pour any more in there right now. Just want to set your house on fire. It is very dangerous, and I'm not no joking around. And you want it to flame until the flame goes out. And what you're doing, you're burning the alcohol off. You want to get the flavor of the brandy. And once you get that done, you can add the rest of the ingredients, the mustard and the cream, which is over here. Again, Dijon mustard for flavor, for the sauce. It also gives it some color. Cream. I also make a steak au poivre basically the same way with cream like this. The heavy cream will thicken up almost by itself along with the mustard. It'll help it to thicken up. We also put a little bit of beef stock, and you can just use beef bouillon with a little water, and that'll help to thin it out just enough where it's not too thick. And what you want to do is you want to pour the beef and whatever juices that were in there right back in the pan. And try to move them around. Can you smell it over there, or is it not coming that way? This is when I'll adjust the seasoning and taste to see what it tastes like. Look at these anyway. While this is simmering, also your sauce is thickening a little bit. I know you may go some places where the sauce is like really thick. They either didn't put the beef stock in it, or they let it reduce. Another cooking term, it's called reducing while you're cooking the beef in there. And it just continues to get thicker and thicker and thicker, and heavy cream will continue to thicken up. This is basically done. Just like this. And I'm just going to add a little bit, as the recipe says. I have parsley and green onions. Green onions. This is just more for color and look than really for flavor. And a little bit of regular parsley. And you could even add, you know, like a little red pepper in there for some color. Or I've even seen tomatoes in there, where you just add like some diced tomatoes. It's not classical steak Diane, but it's your steak Diane. Who cares?